And drop you down in there. Oop. Moving the flagship may take its next turn at 90 degrees instead of the usual 45. From 1 to 2 routes at random. Fucking 7 flamers? Okay. Another component. The scouting team sent to the colony world returns with a decrepit, shaggy, foul-smelling Vadran in tow. The old man hastened towards the officers as soon as he saw the dynasty colors and implored them to take him to Master Voidvir or Lady Theodora. Check the Vadran for evidence of treason. The investigators found no wrongdoing the old man could be held accountable for. His body bears no signs of worshipping the arch enemy. He has confessed to no crimes as he is quite shocked at the news of Lady Theodora's death and Voidvir's treachery. The harsh interrogation technique has taken an almost fatal toll on his failing health, yet forced no admission of guilt from him. Establish the nature of his mission. The Vader only agrees to share the details of his assignment with the road trader himself. If his claims are to be believed, he was sent to recover documentary evidence of House von Steele's debt liabilities to House von Valsius. Those priceless papers had been stolen by hired agents of the coal trade on Caldro's Winterstale's order. However, instead of being destroyed as he wanted them to be, they were hidden away for the purposes of blackmail. The old man describes a long journey full of perilous adventures that eventually brought him into possession of the documents, which then he proudly presents to you. Astonishingly enough, the papers turn out to be genuine. On challenging an honorable duty upon him, promote the dynasty's loyal servant and assign him to an important position. Lavish riches upon him. The sobbing old man swears to pray daily for the good health of the new Lord Captain. The story of his amazing adventure and selfless service immediately spreads throughout the ship. The Alder pits up, heavily damaging those void ships among the countless rot mass of the asteroid belt. An Ardari vessel beyond a doubt. According to the Von Valsius archives, about 100 standard years ago, the Imperial Navy set up a barrier in the system against pirates and the enemies of humanity. Countless prime mines are all still scattered around the wreckage. The Votsmaster manages to tune up the ship's system to an unconventional frequency, and the bridge suddenly fills with a chime like Xenos voices. Drawn out and mournful, they sing in an unknown tongue, but every officer on the bridge can sense that it is a dirge. Answering the call, Yerlit jumped to the cogstators, startling the officers on the bridge. With her sudden jolt, in the hopes of understanding the Monkai technology and figuring out how to help her kid, Deodari runs in circles around blinking vid screens, but the mysteries of the machine god elude the Xenos. Then she turns to the Lord Captain powerless. Yoletta is asking the Alantat to help her kid who have found themselves trapped in the snarls of fate. Deodari are enervated and weak, and their song is a cry of despair, a cry that is fading. Logistical officers led by Master Helmsman Rever, are ordered to plot a course for the rescue shuttle from the Dynasty's flagship to the Xenos ship and back. Now all the crew can do is hope that the calculations are correct and that the veteran officer's experience has not let them down. Sends a shuttle with the experienced pilot and scouts in hopes that the smaller vessel can bypass the ancient mine. The Lord Captain orders the servants of the machine god to prepare a plan. Establish communication. However, the Xenos do not respond. The incoming message, after several attempts, the frequency tuned by the VOTS master gets lost and the mournful song fades. State of the vessel. All ends are presumably been damaged in the collision with the small celestial body. However, it is impossible to prove or disprove the hypothesis at such a distance as Xenos vessel differ too much from those of the Imperium. Experienced pilot. The shuttle enters the asteroid field. The pilot proceeds with caution, confidently avoiding the chunks of rocks and nearly impenetrable mines. However, when the shuttle reaches the Xenoship, the rescue team report catches the bridge. Shuttle reaches the Xenoship. The rescue team report catches the bridge crew off guard. The vessel's starboard side has been breached by macro weapons of an unknown Imperial warship. There are no survivors. Shooting her eye, Gillette closes them and clutches the spirit stone at her breast. Coming to the Eldari does not speak for a time. The Eldari does not speak for a time, with notes of sadness in her voice. Carefully picking her words, she concedes that the Alantat did all they could to save her kin. And yet, it is the Monkai who are responsible for the loss of the Eldari void ship, saddened by the pain and the hatred that humans have wrought upon her kind. Irlit quietly leaves the bridge. Sometimes it's simply impossible to outrun fate. Got to the Master Seals, arrange reception, the Navis Nobilitae, Andragaris. Go to Thessaria. Come on, no such luck. Damn it. Level. The familiar's maximum wounds are increased by Steel Overseer's toughness bonus. Okay, so it's by the familiar strength bonus. Rare attacks made on others' turn deal 14% more damage. What is your toughness? So it's going to be 4 extra damage. Choose a radius around the Vanguard. Suffer -8 penalty to dodge against all attacks except the Vanguard. These enemies considered the Vanguard priority target. Those enemies suffer -11 penalty to dodge instead. Delete that. Imperium. Plus 10% damage on arch military attached targets that have their deflection reduced by any effect. Reckless Rush. Executioner. While moving, all bleeding enemies leave a blood trail on the ground, which remain for 1 round. Moving through the blood cells cost the executioner 0 movement points. And for the first time in a round, they gain plus target's difficulty tier movement points. Already have that. Scyther power used. The Scyther deals damage. A random enemy within 2 cells. The initial target suffers half the damage. The damage does not trigger the talent again. Attacking Scyther powers now poison enemies. This deals 12 toxic damage at the start of each of the enemy's turn. Inflict damage inside the powers while being threatened by enemies in melee range without provoking attacks of opportunity. That one.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Argenta. Ballard. Start battle. Here to sit. Love that.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Good shit.
I am your blade and shield. I shall not fail.
Oh.
As the tenets demand. Let your soul be purged.
16 and 16.
The shadows will see it done. Trust may come. The other
Good
side
kill.
awaits. As honor ordains, my blade whispers your name.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Burp.
I need a foothold. For the throne's glory.
Charge him.
I won't object to it. Nothing stands against me.
Okay.
Naturally.
Put over there. Pray.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
$29 to $42. $30 to $43.
I venerate you, machine spirit.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Gonna break out that Melta.
It will
Fire.
be done. I will do my duty.
Go. Fuck you and your scrap toad. Apprehend.
I won't compromise my principles.
Protect.
I'll see to it personally.
Good shit.
It's as good as done. Your end was inevitable.
Very good.
Here's my perfect moment.
You know that.
Significant value. Running binary code vulnerability analysis successful.
Keep nailing the putter.
Request approved. My vow is to vital functions successfully terminated.
Boop. Boop.
Binary classified.
Killing brings me no pleasure.
Does it not?
In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave. As the Emperor commands, I act. This is why I was chosen.
Bop.
Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Very good.
Death comes in silence. the tenants demand. I shall not fail. Let your soul be purged.
Got 28 stats of bleed.
The shadows will see it done. An offering of blood. Trust me. The other side awaits. My blade whispers your name.
Alright, I got you locked down. Two to 53.
The Inquisition
Not yet.
sends their regards.
Not by your hand.
Activate calculated fury algorithm. The Omnissiah
Ratchet.
node comprehends all.
Alright, I'll take the damage. I will heal it.
Integrity factor increased.
A tactically sound approach. At your beck and call.
Whoop. Favorite enemy.
Indeed. It will be done. Ah, an exemplary strike.
I don't need luck. I have strategy. On it, just as I planned. I won't stand for it. I refuse.
Do it.
I'll see to it personally.
Good kill.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
Nope, can't hit him.
As the Emperor commands, for you, my Emperor!
Bop him. Good shit.
Let your soul be purged. My blade whispers your name.
We only have 2 left, so fuck it.
The undying Emperor whispers his will. Death is a blessing.
Alright. You're up by 2.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Explorers know one route. Forward. Request denied. Request. I venerate you, machine spirit.
Good fucking hit.
Just a minor setback. I will do my duty.
And dip. Stun grenade.
I always have a backup plan.
Oh, is there something this way? Alright. Under that safe. Under that safe. To the warp. Taylor Stanlander under doors. He also studied the data from the incursion on Verebus 5, including the mention of the Xenos leader. He promised to direct the efforts of his aides to identify those enemies of humanity, so their location can be determined. Stanlander is also reporting the Drutari are getting ready to for more attacks on your territory. Information from his aides continues to arrive, and Achilles will personally report to you the moment the target for the upcoming raid becomes clear. The Drutari excel at catching their opponents off guard, and there will be little time to mount a response. According to the Master Skalandar, your personal participation in the defense would be the best strategy given the circumstances. Lord Captain, this is the Master Houndsman Rever. The crew is grumbling again, but they've a right reason this time. Our analytic systems have gone totally bonkers. The Red Robes, Tet Priests, are blaming the Auditors of the Machine Spirit. Allegedly, this is how they profess their displeasure at the crew for not being worshipful. We have largely managed to stabilize the outposts of the Auditors and Auspexes across the ship, but you should know there is something awfully sketchy about the machines these days. I can confirm, Lord Captain, the vessel's analytic systems were behaving incorrectly for a time. The calculators could not produce statistical data and display meaningful numerical combinations. Instead, the auditors failed to correctly analyze matters and mistook solids for liquids and vice versa. Thanks to the Tet Priest's efforts, standard operation of the ship mechanism has been restored. I am still registering sporadic reports of similar malfunctions, but we should now be able to handle them. Data bank to the Tet Priest, access the data from Kivia Dama. The Drake machine has transformed the Starlit data into a format that you can comprehend without the assistance of a servant of the Amazon. The Tet Priest retrieves the data slate from the heart of the calculator, holding it with both hands and passes it to you. Subject study active samples of terrible disease assigned named Tet Blight. A Tet Blade is capable of corroding matter. Attached the event recorded under the name. The quest for knowledge in his name will continue. At Process 1, the Tet Blight was created in the darts of the unknown worlds, away from the eyes of the great creator. Any taint that exists to harm the machine god's creation can be bent to his will. The miracle code begin to appear with frightening speed. This time the numbers are interspread with words you can't understand, and those words form legible sentences. Input on Pat.com. Epitaph brought her to the beginning. Status initiated. Epitaph begot the incident, that's which destroyed, and changed everything. The incident became the starting point. The incident breathed life and marked the beginnings of all. It marked the beginnings of Nomos. It created Nomos. The Tet Priest, now alarmed, is tapping the keys on the control panel. His binary prayer gives way to distressed whispers. Unacceptable deviation, violation of the sacred protocols, possibility of Tet's heresy. Omnissiah sealed us from all heresy. A few moments later, the vid streams darken and flicker to life again. Input prompt: Nomos. Incompetence is appalling. The Rotator's Codster is rebelling, and your so-called assistance is utterly worthless. I saw a word among the lines of code. Nomos. What does it mean? This is a mystery to me. Its mechanism truly is tainted. Then could it be the Tet Priest Methodendrite jitters anxiously over the control panel? If heresy truly has taken hold of the machine spirit and scorned the Omnissiah's every tenet, then the spirit's madness could be such that it chose a name for itself, but that is nothing more than a hypothesis. What was that just now? The imperfection of Vod's transmission made the Tet Priest's voice sound even more worried. A catastrophic mistake, a heinous violation of the purity of the hallowed code. The mechanism is touched by heresy. It is branded and tainted by it. Now the machine spirit produces code as before, and yet, Lord Captain, heed my plea. All operation of this machine spirit must be halted until the Endseer Prime has inspected it. I will report this to Pascal.
My apologies. 19% of my processing power is engaged in the analysis of my tech comrade's memory. My response time may be longer than usual.
Are you not surprised that Eminence's words had such an effect on Opticon 22?
I was not knowledgeable as to how popular Blessed Ammanat's teaching was in explorator circles. The Cognizance fleet is massive. His ideas might have found a larger following on its periphery than in the Mother Squadron.
Have you found anything out?
The data is scarce. His identification code is the same as mine, and his memory contains data confirming that the assassination did take place. Unfortunately, some of his memory was damaged by pulses broadcast by his battle harness. I can assert with some confidence that he was who he claimed to be, and that he served the Deus Mechanicus earnestly and eagerly.
He gave out the impression of a paranoid madman.
Notwithstanding his permanent state of agony, he was not cognitively dysfunctional. His desire to immediately destroy the object he had deemed profane was partly dictated by his engrammatic augmetics, which were receiving imperatives from his battle harness.
Okay.
In light of the oddness of our matching identification codes, I find merit in his hypothesis as to the existence of a clandestine malevolent agent or conspiracy operating inside our fraternity.
Amet was a believer and he caused a schism. Tartarus was a believer and he turned into a zealot. Faith can be dangerous.
Of course, faith is dangerous. Faith is the prerogative of the spirit, and a spiritless mind is an enemy of all existence. Without faith, there is no meaning in anything, no point
Very true.
The form of prohibitions established by unknown elders. The form of an audacious violation of those prohibitions. The form of following dogma or of schism. The form of following the cycle or of discontinuing the cycle. In a system with two courses of action, schism is inevitable, and only one of these paths will be true, as truth is discretely separate from untruth.
Estelle visor seems to almost pierce you with its glow. But true faith lies, it's not looking for flaws. Only a fool would find a flaw in the creed, but true faith lies in not looking for flaws. It's more a mere set of rules.
The Omnissiah has bestowed upon us the supreme mission, the quest for knowledge. The fact of its existence confirms that reason is yet to comprehend and quantify the universe in its entirety. This precludes
Wish I could use his metadendrite drill.
prohibition that could be considered universally relevant. All limitations need their exceptions, yet exceptions belie the inviolability of prohibitions.
Estelle's voice takes a thoughtful tone, and his otherworldly might peters out. Who do you think was behind the assassination?
No data available. I will hypothesize that the assassination was instigated by an enemy of the Blessed Amanat's doctrine. I accept the possibility that the assassins were targeting me, only to be led astray by Tarsus and my own identical identifiers. I am concerned about the fate of Archmagos Amanat. According to Opticon 22, he went missing in the wake of the incident on an Arc Mechanicus, the Hermetico. Information about that ship and its perishing has been purged from the archives. I accept the possibility that the incident on the ship, the concealed data, and the assassination have all been part of a single conspiracy.
Perhaps you'll be able to find out more.
Continue my research into the Blessed Martyr's memory with all due reverence.
Have you studied Desmond's neural augment yet?
I have destroyed it.
A slight telltale rattle in Pascal's voice makes him sound unconvincing. You're lying.
This statement is true. I am yet to settle into a definitive course of action. I am running a spot diagnostic on the memory of the heretic Demens, even though purity protocols stipulate that his blasphemous knowledge must be eradicated. I am not drawn toward forbidden information, but only to data concerning the Blessed Amanats.
Have you found anything?
The success has been partial. Demens Haneman's identity has been confirmed. The widespread influence of paranoid motivations is observable in his cognitive processes, which is what seems to have caused him to break his vows. However, extensive regions of his memory have been damaged by forbidden technologies and are, for now, defying decryption.
Continue.
My study of the minds of the tech comrades, Abel, Tarsus, and Demens, has revealed an anomalous similarity between the patterns of damage their memories sustained. What I attributed to cognitive idiosyncrasies, synaptic damage, and the distortive action of scrap code may be the result of a different kind of influence. The undecryptable data fragments in their memory arrays are mysteriously symmetrical,
That is odd. What corrupted Dens?
an echo of the warp. Energies of the immaterium that had seeped into real space and taken the shape of a Vox signal. I have found recorded cases of similarly induced corruption in the archive. Listening to the void is a perilous
Mm. But you did want to know what he knew. You were interested.
The quest for knowledge is our mission of highest priority. But what Dement's promise was not knowledge, but a distorted copy of it. This was not what the Deus Mechanicus had told us to seek.
Any information on the Archmagos?
The data discovered is unreadable. It is encrypted, albeit only partially, and I hypothesize that the heretic Demence was attempting to decrypt it. I will take every effort to extract a larger volume of data. Information pointing to the unit referred to as the Maimed Hunter is alleged to be of critical significance.
Okay. What if these are all part of his plan?
That is a valid hypothesis, but not a very likely one. Its truth value is irrelevant, as it does not contradict the necessity of establishing the fate of Archmagus Amonat.
You fear knowledge, even as you extol it.
Whether knowledge can be profane is the grand question. Lay people find comfort in the delusion that knowledge is merely information. That, in and of itself, it is harmless, and only turns dangerous when it falls into the hands of the wicked.
Yeah, but that's not how this universe works.
But that is not what I have seen. I have seen knowledge gnaw away at the minds of those who let it inside them. Yet I seek it regardless. Why? Perhaps because there really is no apostasy in knowledge. It is dangerous, yes, but not forbidden. For it was created by the Omnissiah.
It's just what you enjoy doing. So do what you enjoy, otherwise, what's the point of living?
That too is true. I thirst for knowledge, and the Omnissiah has rewarded me with the gift of a mission to seek it. Perhaps it makes no difference to him whether good or ill comes of the knowledge I obtain. He merely wants me to obtain it.
Possibly. Tetris lowers his head pensively, the metric dendrites slow down smoothly, and the steely overtones disappear from Pascal's voice. Continue your research.
Affirmative. The decryption will continue with diligence and caution.
I appreciate the caution. Strange messages have been appearing on the ship's log. What do you know about this error?
This statement is true. Algorithmic violations have been recorded, as a result of which I twice performed an offering to the cogitators of corrected data vows and ruled out the possibility of sabotage. I hypothesize that the violation is a consequence of the discontent of the ship's machine spirits. I recommend a procedure of placation of the honored spirits for the glory of the Omnissiah and the steel angels sent by him.
Okay.
May your labors be...
Maybe you are. Contact the Curiosity Merchant from Dodoris. A cyber beast needs new equipment. Ah, so you can't trade with him. Gotcha. Mm. Trade. Melta torpedoes. 5 torpedoes with 27 damage warheads. Short range broadside mattress cannon, which fires 4 shots, dealing 21 damage. Three shots at 33, 4 shots at 27. Hide untradeable by cost. Oh, you don't want fucking Xeno stuff, that's right. Dark Lance, Citrus Breastplate. Traditional +1 cyber into the end of combat. Want that. It's a light ranged weapon. Gains a number of additional attacks, each with their psi rating. Play dance increases the wearer's critical hit chance by +12% to the end of the wearer's turn. Almost at 9. Radiant gloves. If the wearer's conviction is iconoclast, all allies gain +40% hit points against enemies adjacent to the wearer. The wearer automatically dodges allies' melee attacks. Cargo. Need to put those on someone. Cargo. Yeah. Mm, Probably over here. Who are you? Turnbull age bows his head. His robes are spotless, and his rigid collar uh, constricts his throat. The unsettling smell of medicine hangs in the air, and the man's pale eyes that bleed. Greetings, your lordship. Your surgeon major is at your service. Okay, so you're the surgeon. Tell me about your responsibilities. My job is to save lives, heal wounded officers, develop vaccines on board epidemics, discover new methods of healing. However, I spent most watches listening to patients about their many qualms, managing the junior medical officers, and dividing the afflicted into those who matter and those who do not. A rather irritating addition to my duties as surgeon major. Sort of new methods. There are many. I am in search of solutions to dangerous afflictions. My latest work involves studying a particular lethal disease that devours a person's flesh and skin. It has already claimed a dozen lives, but their death are not in vain. I have learned much about the enemy, and the vaccine will soon be ready for testing. I see. Ah, you're way back there. It, Elite's life form stands frozen in an unnatural pose amid the blinking lumens and dancing shadows of the bridge. Her hands are clasped together strangely, and her eyes are tightly closed. Her chest is utterly still, as if she's not breathing at all. Observe silently. Remains remains unmoving the entire time that you watch her, and only the barest flicker of her eyes beneath her closed lids lets you know that she is still alive, at least. Wait a while. For the first time, Mila takes a deep breath in through her nose and barely audibly exhales. Her body remains as relaxed as ever. Her eyes are still closed. Your presence does not seem to be in any way distracting her. Sit down beside her and wait. You find a somewhat comfortable spot and get yourself settled. Your lit still does not react to your presence. As time passes, you begin to sink into your own thoughts. The gilded chrono in your hands tells you that two watch hours have already passed. Ellipsed. Your muscles feel stiff and your head feels heavy as a rock. When you next glance around a small section of the bridge that your lit has adopted for her own use, you catch someone's sharp, attentive gaze.
You are still here, Elantak.
Yulit's words do not sound like a question or an expression of surprise. Her eyes quickly sleep over you, and she nods in greeting. Mentioned immersion. Was that it? What is it?
In your language, this state can also be conveyed with the word meditation. It is what allows me to maintain a balance between the outer world and my inner world. And it guards my soul against burdens and corruption. My meditation is immersion. Immersion into myself, my inner world. It is my chance to speak to myself, but without words, or to heal wounds that cannot be seen with ordinary sight. It is difficult to explain, even in the language of the children of Asurian. There are so many meanings and shades in its sound alone, and the monkey tongue is too sparse and awkward. No. Immersion must be seen to be realized.
Alright.
I should say, Elentark, that during meditation, the mind does not leave the body. Part of it remains vigilant, monitoring what is taking place outside. So I heard every word you said, and I saw everything you did.
Okay.
Restraint is not a trait that your kind is known for. And yet, you did not interrupt my immersion, Elentark. A worthy act. I will remember this.
Alright, I was worried.
You needn't have been, Elentark, for I can take care of myself. However, judging by your expression, my meditation has distressed you. But only due to your ignorance.
Very true.
My meditation is immersion. Immersion into myself, my inner world. It is my chance to speak to myself.
There's just a way to get that
I should
dialogue
say,
in.
Elentark, that during restraint is not a trait that your kind is known for. And yet, you did not interrupt my immersion.
Can I also
Elentark.
immerse myself in my own world?
What? No, I do not think so. But then again, perhaps you, Elentark, might have the inner strength to do so. But meditation requires long practice sessions, restraint, and self-discipline. And most important of all, a skilled guide to direct your mind.
Okay, we have pressing matters to discuss. Started happening during the first warp voyage with you on board. The crew are whispering that you may be the reason. Is that true? You just really join me. Is it not strange for an Eldari to be following a human?
The outcasts my path led me to had a saying. Let me translate it for you. If you fall off a cliff, grab the roots and do not ask if they belong to a weed or a noble rosebush. You are the root I grabbed, Elentark, because I fell off a cliff. My homeworld is gone. My kin are either dead or hiding no one knows where. By joining forces with you, I may be able to nurture a seedling of the truth I so deeply yearn for.
Am I still unworthy to discuss your world and your kid? She nods. Okay. Things happening on Nianis right now.
The Lilithon is purifying herself of the corruption brought by the servants of Cylon Thrash. Gardens and birds, animals and people. Many are gone forever, and even more are corrupted beyond healing. But the Lilithon is stronger. This world will live.
Okay.
My kin are probably still looking for a means to enter the webway. May the Lilithon spirit aid them in this endeavor. Beyond the gate lies salvation, and perhaps even knowledge about the fate of Krudarok and the remaining survivors.
I'm going to ask you a few personal questions.
What do you wish to talk about?
What is it like for you being on my ship?
It feels like I am in the belly of a bird with steel wings. Cold and unliving, but stubbornly blazing through the dark. It lacks life with its light and beauty, but although your vessel cannot even remotely be compared to a craft world, I feel strangely satisfied. We, the Asuriani, are born and dwell on craft worlds. To find myself on a moving world again, even one such as yours, is a source of much joy.
Good, I'm glad.
The words of truth sound like music. This is what our people say.
Could it be from Kudok?
Is that snake venom seeping from your lips? We, the children of Azurian, are no strangers to the art of war. We are not raiders, or butchers, or least of all, fools. When a craft world is beset by calamity, its inhabitants do not start a war with every monkey in the sector. If you are looking for enemies, look for them elsewhere.
Not what I was meaning. How do your craft road even work?
Is idle curiosity a defining feature of the monkey? Or are you trying to learn about the weaknesses of my people so you can destroy another world of the children of Asurion? Forgive me, Elentark, but I am not ready to immerse you in the font of my people's deepest mysteries.
I understand.
As you wish, Elentark.
Must take my leave. Rogoes. Signet Mercy. Velocity Expanse. Void Ship grants the Pirate's Bane feature. Escort Ship. Just 20% scrap for winning space battles. Buy an armed frigate. I need the Casabala mission to be at 29. Disenfranchised will be servitorized or disposed of through hazardous work. This. Right up here. Actually. So there's no cogitator in here. Whoop. Talk to her. Lordship, I hope your stay in the drawers will be beneficial to your physical and mental state. I understand that the heir to the protectorate must have his hands full. I would report the esteemed navigator of House Oresio have taken residence in the guest estate and await a meeting with you. How would you like to receive them? Make arrangements for reception worthy refined taste of the Navis nobility. Understood, your lordship. Commencia promptly made a note on her data slate. Would you like to hold this meeting? Would you like to hold this meeting shortly? Yes, Cassie and I are ready for the toss. Then I have messengers sent to retrieve the esteemed guests. You guys have a large retinue with you, so I'm assuming those are your subordinates since they're dressed in your colors. Horacio, esteemed diligent of the House of Trader, Monvalchi's protectorate welcomes you. Come this way, please. He approves. He nodded. Team representative of the Navis Nobility has arrived at the Road Trader's court. The regent of the Great House Oresio, Aranto Oresio. A tall, witchly old man proudly stares at you with milky, unblinking eyes. Loose skin sways with his every move as the navigator's flesh has detached from his bones. An unsightly hole mars the regent's face, where his nose should be, and the old man's skull is covered in spiky growths. Road Trader, the regent's piercing voice cuts through the silence. On behalf of House Oresio, we would like to express our immense satisfaction at this meeting and our gratitude at the warm welcome. It pleases us to know that there are still lords in the throne's expanse who observe etiquette and the traditions of hospitality. And yet there is no way. That is not why we are here. Our grace is obliged to note of how much the Road Trader has done for House Oresio by protecting its beloved child. We waited for many turns to behold her radiant visage. The regent shifts his unblinking gaze at Cassia. Come now, child. There is much we need to discuss. Cassia steps forward, but then stops and looks at you. Remains under my protection. I will speak on her. Nod wordlessly. Esteemed Regent, it pleases me to see the gleaming sheen of gold and turquoise above your brow. It thanks to the effort of the Road Trader that I stand here today, and there is so much I want to tell you. But what is it you desire to hear most? You know what happened at the station, child. Your connection with the Atlas has grown so strong we felt the turmoil in your soul. and the events that transpired have shaken us. House Oresio is deeply grateful to the Road Trader for the destruction of the saboteurs. We are willing to reciprocate such a magnificent gesture. We trust that a treaty of friendship and alliance underpinned by the transfer of several artifacts of exceeding rarity will suffice. Now come, child, it is time we depart for your new home so that you may finish what we started. Esteemed Regent, perhaps I should continue my education while still accompanying the Road Trader on his travels. Just imagine how much I could learn beyond the bounds of. Cassian notices the Regent's furious glares and falls short. Cassian, I would be honored if you decided to say. Unthinkable.
Don't just stand there. Help the Road Trader defend the child and the palace.
Down with Tisiphone's tyranny! Kill the girl!
Why do they all have fucking bolters?
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Purge them.
Ah, you are so underleveled right now. Yep, you're fine over there. Pasquale. Plus 24 to their willpower and toughness until the end of combat.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. If I may.
I thought you were fucking clear of that. Right.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury! I'll do it.
Oh.
This is why I was chosen! Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. For you, my emperor!
At your beck
Oh.
and call. It will be done. I'd rather not.
Now hit him.
Target well struck.
Don't touch me. Follow my lead. Onward.
Oh, that was a mistake on your move. Hit. Accidentally skipped her turn. I should have moved in.
My faith strengthens me.
They got locked down.
Eradicated.
Them are all.
I won't compromise my principles. Success is the only outcome I accept. Who,
Oh.
if not me? It's as good as done.
And it. Good.
I won't stand for it. You should feel honored to witness this.
High momentum.
Faith without...
Good.
As the Emperor... I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. This is why I was chosen. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
All right.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
I can't stand it.
I must not falter. I can handle this.
Follow my lead.
As the
Oh.
Emperor commands, I act. Faith
Reload.
without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
91. Good hit.
gauntlet.
I will
Boop,
leave
boop.
footprints of scarlet. As the tenants demand. Trust me, my blade
Stack
will
up that
slice your
bleed.
blade. As honor ordains. The shadows. Trust me.
Almost. And give him a big swing.
Vital function successfully terminated. The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Rob will stomp that fucker.
The heretics. Weapon at the ready.
Here.
On it.
Gonna get to right there and attack.
I'll make it happen.
Get that hit in.
Who, if not me?
Hell yeah. Love when the double sled does its job. Pick up all the shit. %, 5%, 5%. Plenty of bolters. Mercy. The Lady Navigator covers her face with her disfigured, scaly hands, each with an extra finger and conjoined phalange bones. Her clothes are covered in blood, mostly that of her servants, and several unexploded bolts are sticking out of her chest plate. Rogue Trader, whenever on purpose or out of ignorance you are harboring a monster that is currently pretending to be an innocent maid, spare me and I, Elena Hoto Aurelio, will swear to tell you the whole truth about the madness that devoured House Aurelio like a magnificent tumor. Do not let the Regent deceive you with honored lies, lest the cursed child ruin your protector as well. You see rage and despair in the Lady Navigator's face. Against the Rogue Trader and Cassia, any last words? Tisiphon's heir be damned. I know that House Aurelio will cast off the tyrant shackles someday, though not here and now. Others will come after me, and may our enemies tremble. House Aurelio humbly asks for lenience and forgiveness. We could not imagine these vile rats to be stirring among our ranks, and for them to sneak into the Rogue Trader's palace and staging an unthinkable crime. God Emperor be our witness, the accursed renegades seek to spark a feud between our houses. Allow us to offer you compensation worthy of a Rogue Trader as a gesture of friendship and an apology for the unpleasantness. And yet, this is now the second attempt that has been made on Cassia's life. I need answers. We are ready to tell you everything we know so that this misunderstanding can be remedied as quickly as possible. Why are people trying to kill Lady Cassia? For now, Celestia knows the child is the keeper to the one true Starway Atlas, which once belonged to our great Navitor Typhon Aurelio. The ungrateful wretches secretly hated her grace, and when Typhon abdicated her responsibilities and set off for parts unknown, they staged a revolt to destroy her successor. Did she really carry Typhon's Atlas? We believe it with all our hearts. The Navigator spent many cycles on the world where the child was born. It is said that everyone who witnessed the miracle of her birth simultaneously departed for a destination known only to the Novator. Novator Typhon gave the order and followed them soon after, leaving her precious gift, the Atlas Cassia, and therefore marking her as her successor. Tell me about the Renegades. They are madmen who seek to destroy the centuries-old traditions of the Great House, so carefully nurtured by the previous Navitar Typhon Aurelio. They deem the century of her rule a tyranny and our most sacred relic, a curse that must be destroyed. Fools! If the Atlas were to be destroyed, the whole House Aurelio would follow into oblivion. Why do the Renegades seek to destroy the House Relic? They dread its power, for only a Novatar can fully grasp the mysteries and harness the power of the Starway Atlas. With the Renegades call a leash, we call a guiding star. A illicit House Aurelio has fallen on hard times. The Regent stays silent and then replies, "To call your statement false would be a lie. For many years, we have managed to maintain the fragile balance within our house, but then the Novatar's departure shook the faith of many. The treasury is empty, the navigators are scattered, the warp routes are scrambled, and many of our allies cannot be reached, which is why it is so important to complete the child's education. If Cassia's duty to take Typhon's place and lead the house to prosperity, such is her great honor." What do you know about Cassia's unbridled power? Special gift for a special child, she was born with it and grew up under its influence. The instability sometimes hampers her education, but we learn to prevent most outbursts. As long as the child remains calm and remains in seclusion, the power cannot take hold of her mind. I think I've heard enough. Did not care for your pitiful commencement. House Aurelio will pay for the isolation, for this insolence and blood. With only compensation. Tendus toss also, what does this mean for us, Rogue Trader? Don't forget what happened if the House Aurelio publicly proclaims an alliance between our dynasties. Commerce 100. With great pleasure, our emissary will contact yours and deliver the scrolls for your signature and seal. May the Emperor bless this new alliance. Nonetheless, we must remind you that it is a turbulent time for Aurelio. We are delighted to be allies with the Rogue Trader, but until our internal and external conflicts are resolved, our capacity for assisting you will be limited. I wish to help you solve your problems. It would be highly disrespectful for us to refuse the aid of a Rogue Trader. We, Antaro Avlio, do hereby accept your offer. If you will allow, we shall discuss the details later. Instead of then, shifts his unblinking gaze at Cassia. And yet, there's still one more matter we need to discuss, Rogue Trader. As we said earlier, the child must return to the fold of her house. We hope you will be gracious enough to acquiesce. I will personally decide when the Lady Navigator leaves my crew. If you object, we can settle a dispute with a duel. The payment for rescuing the Lady Navigator was a contract obliging her to serve my ship. Persuasion. Successful, there's a pregnant pause. The regent stares at you as if trying to peer through the skin, muscle, and bone and see the darkest corners of your heart. You are not wrong, Road Trader. If you are willing to take care of the child while we deal with our problem, so be it. And now we must bid you farewell. Here it is. Complete that. Jackson calls himself the Master Inspector, is in the market for human merchandise. This particular character has repeatedly shown up on footfall to buy serfs, criminals, and unfortunate detained by the vagrancy. Detained for vagrancy. Where he takes them is unknown, but his coffers seem bottomless. Do it. Okay. Trade protectorate quests. Who do I fucking talk to here about the fucking bullshit? Maybe you? It's about what has become Conrad Vutter, the former Master of Whispers and heretic, and a traitor to the dynasty. For this reason, reached the doors too late. Conrad gave the planet and left almost immediately once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. The worst of the rumors had started that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who sowed signs of doubt, but it seems unlikely that the wardens got everyone who have allowed doubt into their heart and now nurture it in secret. What do you like to talk about? I don't know if I got anything out of that. Oh. Alright, we're gonna call it there. Thank you guys for stopping by.